Hello. Was I the only one who got the memo to match the decor? I mean, maybe I was. Before we start, I want to tell you a little story about when I got the call from Anthony to come down and speak. His team needed someone who could inspire the audience and leave them with an uplifting message. And he said, Dr. Phan, we need you to come down and give your best. Because the person that we really wanted couldn't make it. I was like, well, I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to do this, right? After more than 20 years of being an internal medicine doctor, after starting my medical meeting journey in 2015 when the first book came out, after speaking to thousands and thousands of patients about the medical meeting protocols, I was like, I'm going to fly from Spring, Texas to California and give them the best shot I can give. So, of course, I don't want to be too groupie. So I was like, when they asked me, I was like, yeah, sure, I can do it, right? So imagine Anthony William, right? This healer, a global healer to millions of people, many bestsellers, your idol. Again, I look up to Anthony because when you're my height, you have to look up to everybody. And it was an honor. It's like the peak moment, right? Like let's say after getting a medical school, after marrying my high school sweetheart, after having 2 sexually transmitted dependents, this is one of the best things I could imagine. So I thank all you guys for coming out here and supporting me and Anthony, basically, right? But immediately after accepting it, I was like mini panic attack mode. I was like, what the heck am I going to speak about? I got material on YouTube and MD, Instagram. I'm MD with Spirit, MD WITHSPIRT. Shameless plug there. I thought, well, I got to relax. What would people around me want to hear? What could make them? What would make my wife laugh? Right? Then I thought, no. I can't get naked in front of the audience. That would be totally inappropriate and maybe finable by law. So I thought about it again, and I thought, I'll just talk about why your medical medium healing story is more important than any medical journal article or scientific study, right? And how do you talk about medical medium to other people and keeping a light heart at the same time? So first today, though, we're celebrating the HMDS, right? For those who are new, who don't know what it stands for, let's say it together. It's the say it with me. Heavy metal detox sexiness. Oh no, smoothie. Yes, yeah. Or helps me detox smoothly. But it's a heavy metal detox smoothie, and it's healing many, many people across the world, and it tastes good too. So, who's not having a good day today? The people who are not having a good day are the I Hate Anthony William Club. They're not having a good day, right? Oh yeah, they're still drawing mustaches on his picture. They're drawing darts at his picture on the dartboard. They're still going in Barnes & Noble, probably tearing page 144 or 369 out of Cleanse the Heel and shoving it in their mouth and eating it and then putting that book back into the shelf. But we have to help Anthony be brighter and lighter to outshine them. So keep on going, guys. Additionally, it's dad and grad season. So happy Father's Day to all of you guys who celebrate. And congratulations to all the graduates out there. But in reality, we are all graduates of healing. We are the healing class of 2024, right? Many have worked so solidly to get here. Many have juiced, cleansed, and smoothied their way to healing, and you may not be totally there yet, but we're on the path. Your journey has been so long. Your journey has been so hard. It's been so long. It's been so hard. There's a bad Viagra joke in there, but it's a family channel, so I'm not going to go that route. So we've all watched your stories, whether that's Amber or Brittany or Mary or Michelle or Josh or Matt. Your stories inspire us. Your stories make our eyes perspire. You're the cream of the crop. You rise to the top. You never eat the pig because the pig makes detox stop. I always wanted to say that in front of an audience. Regardless, I commend you on your hard work, even if your journey has just begun. You just met medical medium today. We're all at our own pace, right? For your efforts, you deserve to be recognized. You are seen by Anthony. You are seen by SOC. And the angels, they are witnessing your plight, your fight, and your right to heal, right? Live a healthy life. So, by the power invested in me by, I really don't have any authority anywhere, but by the power of Grayskull, I want to give you an honorary degree. This honor degree is called the BAMF, because you guys are all badass mofos. Give yourself applause. Give yourself applause. One of the most common questions I get as a medical doctor is, how can you reconcile medical science with a guy who hears a voice in his head and he's not even a doctor? So I say to you, well, like many of you, I've explored these alternative treatments. I've spent a lot of money. I spent a lot of time. And you know what Anthony said about, somebody's telling you that you died in a past life and somebody chopped your head off? That was us. And I was like, how did you know that, Anthony? I never told him that. How did you know that? They told me that because of the law of attraction, that I attracted to a family member of mine. I'm like, how did I attract this crap to my family? I don't understand that. So whatever Anthony says, I mean, I learned from Anthony, like, the compassion that he feels for people. He feels what they have. And I got a little glimpse of that through his writings and his lives. So I very much thank you for that. Many of these doctors and practitioners, they're not bad people. They have a belief system. I can't fault them for trying to earn a living. I can't fault them for not knowing the right information. And I was immediately drawn to Anthony after the first Hay House radio podcast. You guys remember that stuff? He'd get on the phone and he'd talk to people like, oh my God, this guy knows what he's talking about. How does he know this stuff? He's not even a doctor. It's amazing. So I was really intrigued by that. And I implement some of this stuff. A little celery juice here, get off gluten, dairy, eggs, and people feel great. I live like a genius. I tell my patients, like, you need to adrenally snack so you can calorically stack so that the sugar doesn't go whack and viruses attack. And hopefully they learn that. But like, for instance, there was one 36-year-old woman. She was, I think it was like 4 rounds of IVF over 8 years or something like this. I can't remember the details now because I'm on stage. And I met her for the first time. I didn't even change her thyroid dose of medication. I told her, start some celery juice, get off the troublemaker foods, and guess what? A few months later, preggers, right? She was pregnant. She's like, thank you, Dr. Phan, thank you for getting me pregnant. I'm like, don't say that. You're going to get my medical license revoked. But we have countless stories like this, right? I mean, not everybody does medical. I mean, people come to my office and they're like eating barbecue and they're not going to do this stuff. But at least I try, and I sleep better knowing that I've tried for them and for my own conscience. So you don't need to spend thousands of dollars on these tests, right? There's something called, in clinical practice, called weighing the risks versus the benefits of something. So for instance, penicillin. Penicillin can help you clear an infection, right? Like, you've got an infection, you might sepsis, you might die. It can save you. But also, you can get anaphylaxis. So you always weigh the risk benefits of a treatment modality. Celery juice, what are the risk-benefit ratios of celery juice? I gotta go wash the celery, I gotta cut the celery, I gotta poop in my pants, but it also clears the skin, it helps the liver, it helps the blood pressure go down. I know I've had a miracle with blood pressure in my family. So it's important to weigh the risk-benefit ratio of a certain modality. When you're talking about foods and supplements, I mean, not a lot of side effects that you can tell about, right? But everybody's sensitive, so there's that to consider, right? Let's talk about exercise compared, risk management. Dr. Phan, when I exercise, I get wet on my skin, and my heart goes nuts, and I get adrenaline rise, so I can't exercise at all. I'm like, no, exercise is good for you long term if you can do it, if you don't adrenally stress yourself. So you always have to think about the risk. That's how you say, look, the doctor's going to put you on medication, or you can eat better and you can add some celery juice. Which one do you want to do? But then a loved one says, well, where is the scientific evidence for this medical medium, right? After all, Mom, you were the one who was recommending this crystal energy infused enema or this homeopathic feces, and that didn't help your microbiome, right? You've seen that. You're seeing your mom or dad, and like they doing these crazy stuff, right? And they find medical medium, all of a sudden, this is the thing. Well, you don't need a randomized clinical trial to tell you that you shouldn't go play with wild bears, okay? It's kind of like, no, our study shows that only less than 1% of these participants did not get their arm ripped off. But you don't need to know not to go play in traffic that, it's a study to tell you that. So, I'll tell you that as a fourth-year medical student, when I was doing research for a paper, this poor faculty professor, he was just trying to publish so he could keep his job. And a lot of that data was horrible data that he tried to publish. And so it happens a lot. There are actual journal articles talking about the benefits of celery juice on hypertension, wild blueberries on dementia. But of course, the truth is you can find any journal article to support anything you want. I cherry pick these things when I post things on, social media. So these are the same influencers who use this information to say, you gotta buy my collagen powder, you gotta buy my, electrolyte formula or something like this. Get this, Marcia Angel, that's a good name to have. Marcia Angel, who worked at the New England Journal of Medicine for 2 decades and became the chief editor, said this: it is simply no longer possible to believe much of the clinical research that is published or to rely on the judgment of trusted physicians or authoritative medical guidelines. I take no pleasure in this conclusion, which I reached slowly and reluctantly over my 2 decades as an editor of the New England Journal of Medicine. Right? Or how about this, 2016, John Hopkins study suggests that medical errors were the 3rd leading cause of death in the U.S. That is scary. Not to mention the people who were lose a left arm when they were supposed to be the right arm that they were supposed to cut. Did you know that a recent study published in the British Journal of Psychology and Behavioral Medicine showed that 96% of participants in the study believed that something was a scientific fact when an actor spoke congruently and confidently about a particular topic? In one arm of the study, respondents were told that birds are gradually and secretly being replaced by drones that work for the CIA to spy on people. And people believed them. Now, I totally pulled that study out of my butt. It's not real. I made it up, but it sounded nice. It just goes to show that if I say something with confidence, that you'll believe in the carnivore diet or the keto diet or the eat right for your hair type diet or something like this. So 5 days later, you can just change your mind and get on YouTube, and then you can just say, I was wrong, and get clicks and still sell your supplements and make a lot of money. But thank you, guys. Thanks for coming out, and we'll keep on going. Thanks, guys. My name is Nguyen Phan. Phan is the last name. Yeah. Yes. I'm going to finish up real quick, though. I'm not still talking. Sorry, guys. But if you guys would just kind of vacate. So there's, where's I at there? Sorry. Well, so how does it? These stories keep on coming, right? Remember that your story is important, and your friends telling you advice, you sometimes take that more importantly than what I tell them. As an MD and their doctor, they'll believe people they know. So your story matters, and you have to get out there and talk. So apply some of these talking points that I brought up, right? Do not approach someone and say, on a Sunday afternoon and with a medical medium book in your hand, go, brother, have I talked to you about accepting medical medium into your life? You're going to kind of scare them. So just not do that, right? I wish you success and pray that angels help you at every turn. And I pray you succeed. The first part of succeed is to suck. How many of you people have things that suck in your life, right? You're halfway there. We're going to go forward, right? And then the next thing is the seed. Seed is to give up something. Seed this idea that the body wants to attack itself, that you cannot heal, that you have faulty genes or something like this. Give up that idea. And then seed is an SEED. Seed the thought that you can heal. Seed the thought of tomorrow a better day. The vision of helping yourself and others. Read other people's stories of how they healed when doctors and others around them thought they were nutcases. Because you'll get that confidence, right? This is why these stories are so inspiring. Because it encourages other people to believe your one story could be one person in Germany or Finland who heals because of this. And we've seen that happen, right? Class of 2024, healing class. I'm going to end on a cliche. But instead of telling you to spread your wings, I'm going to tell you to spread your adrenal snacks throughout the day. Instead of telling you to reach for the stars, I'm going to tell you to reach for the stargazing meditation. And forget the boring advice of don't do it for money. No, you better do these things to earn money so you can afford these 15,000 supplements that Koya talked about, right? I leave you with this advice from the great poet Neil Diamond. He wrote, "Turn on your heart light. Let it shine wherever you go. Let it make a happy glow for all the world to see." Thank you. I'm Dr. Nguyen Phan, and go heal. We're live, and we're doing all this stuff live, all right? You guys. MD with Spirit.